Hey, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP. Now on FM at 93.3. Some of our neighbors still without power. Hundreds, if not thousands of our neighbors have had flying debris poking holes in their roof, in the side of their house, and some of their windows, and some of their cars. And so in times like this, we like to lean on some of the people that you hear during the commercial breaks that offer some of the services that can help so many people right now. Next up is Jimmy Dale. We're talking with Jimmy Dale from Baker Brothers Plumbing. And Baker Brothers Plumbing is a deceptive name because you guys do so much more. You do electrical work, you do AC. What else do you guys do?
Yes, we do. Yeah, plumbing, electrical, AC, water heaters, tankless heaters, and generators. So I think that's a big hot topic right now.
All right. Well, Jimmy, walk me through some of the first look diagnostics that a homeowner should do after a big storm. Like, how do you look for leaks? How do you look for damage? Where do you start?
Yeah, I mean, mainly on, the electrical unit, the electric system basically usually has the largest impact. With the power going on and off, you can have a lot of surges. And they do have whole home surge protectors that a lot of people don't even know they have that. They know about the little plugins, but the whole home surge protection is one of the best things to do. They have like insurance policies, $75,000, $100,000. So if it does ever damage, but they kind of know that if with that protection, you won't have that. Big ones like, breakers trip, things like that, but that's just through the surge itself. Usually, on the roof itself, you might have some leaks with all the rain and a lot of blowing rain and the heavy storms with the 90-mile-an-hour winds almost that we had. Of course, you'll have some of that. And some of it could just be, the situation like, hey, the windows, the roof. But, yeah, when you have something, usually it shows up on the ceiling or on the wall. And you want to check and see, that roof area, anywhere that water could get in, even through the brick or stone, weep holes, things like that. So some of the things aren't necessarily plumbing leaks, but they could just be a roof or other leaks that don't happen because you just have such severe weather that it's way above what we normally see.
Well, tell me about hail damage. I haven't had to go through any significant hail damage to my house, but I can see how these giant baseball-sized chunks that were falling out of the sky that I saw on Twitter, X, Facebook, or whatever, they can mess up a roof. Somehow they can mess up an AC system. Explain all this to me.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the main ones, of course, the roof that you hear the most about. And when you have a hailstorm like that, I would, get a reputable roof company to come out and just take a look and make sure everything's okay. Sometimes it does no damage at all, and sometimes it does enough damage. But if you have, sometimes it may not show up, like actually for 6 months to a year. So yeah, you want to have a qualified guy come look at the roof. The AC units, I mean, typically they're fairly well protected, but yeah, it could definitely on the outdoor condensing unit. It could definitely like damage the fan, and that's pretty simple to turn the unit off and look and see, hey, are the fan blades fine? And they have pretty good protection. So most of the time, those kind of are unscathed. But the outside unit being dented up or whatever doesn't really do a lot. But if it actually on the sides of the unit where the coils are, that could be a problem.
Yeah, I run on the, I don't have the mechanical expertise of someone who does this for a living, but if I hear it make a funny noise, for me, that's a telltale sign something's wrong.
Yeah, and that can happen just in, if you dent if you were to dent one of the blades, for instance, of the fan, it just being off balance, like any fan that spins is gonna start making a noise. That creates problems with the ball bearings later, and the fan has to be replaced at some point. But yeah, it's easy just to shut it off and kind of look, and then just see how, when it turn it back on, see how it's spinning, make sure it's pretty balanced, and it should be okay.
And I imagine one of the best sellers for a whole home generator is all the food that is spoiling in the refrigerators that don't have electricity right now.
Yes. It's after Snowmageddon, people kind of used to home generators were something that most people didn't think about. Maybe on commercial instance they would, but really the residential, everyone started to really take notice now because of that disaster. And then now we're going through these power on and offs that maybe last a day, 3 hours, 4 hours. So yeah, I mean, you can spoil. I just talked to a guy who's a chef today, and he basically said, "I've got thousands, at his home. He has got thousands of dollars worth of meat, And he goes, and man, I'm ready to put one in. It is. They are great. The new generators are really awesome. They have an app that shows you when they're on, when they're off. They diagnose themselves. The big one was that they turn and cycle themselves. So some people had generators, but the generator just sat for so long that when it finally was time to fire up, it wasn't able to. So the new generators actually kind of self-diagnose and let you know if anything's wrong and any kind of maintenance that needs to be done.
Right, and I know they don't give those things away, but if the standard of living and the comfort of having an AC isn't enough to get you to do it, maybe all that spoiling food is enough of a financial incentive. Jimmy Dale, Baker Brothers Plumbing, thank you for taking some time on the James Show.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much.
And you can find him, BakerBrothersPlumbing.com. And they do a lot. They do all that HVAC. They can fix your air conditioner, plumbing, electrical, generators like you just heard. So keep them in mind.